The narcissist never tells the truth. Lying is inherent in their nature. Whatever a narcissist talks about is considered true from their perspective only. Greetings and blessings be upon you. Welcome to a new episode and a new video about narcissism. Before we start our episode, if you feel you have benefited from the video, don't forget to like it and also subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you receive notifications for all new videos immediately. Today's episode will be about the top 10 things that terrify and frighten narcissists tremendously, causing them great stress and anxiety if you do any of these things. The first thing that terrifies narcissists is if you know one of their secrets. A narcissist lives in a private bubble because they know they are liars and that they lie because they do everything wrong. The big problem with a narcissist is that if someone reveals one of their lies just by knowing a secret of theirs, they will know they are liars, and this will be a huge disaster for the narcissist, something they cannot bear. The narcissist is very keen to keep their own secrets and never reveal their intentions, no matter how simple the details of their life are. Because of the narcissist's nature and their life built on lies and deception, they are very afraid of their lies being exposed. All of the narcissist's actions are harmful and not good, and they are well aware of this and very keen on their fake image that they portray to people not being tarnished if their lie is exposed. Just the narcissist not feeling that their victim or someone knows one of their secrets brings them tremendous fear and terrible panic. The second thing that frightens narcissists is neglect. It is well known about narcissists that they love to be the center of attention and focus of the victim, so that they are everything in their life, and that everyone around them revolves around them and focuses on them all the time, praising them continuously. This is certainly due to the narcissist's feeling and sense of very high importance towards themselves, and they consider everyone around them to be subordinate to serve them and fulfill their desires all the time. So, if suddenly the narcissist feels that this attention and focus are diminishing, even if it's a very small thing, it will greatly exhaust them and affect them greatly. This toxic personality loves to always feel that they are the most important thing in people's lives and that they must deal with others differently from anyone else. The narcissist has an exaggerated and excessive sense of entitlement, meaning that they deserve everything and that they should get everything, and they also get it without even having to offer anything in return. The narcissist does not offer anything without something in return, meaning that they must get something in return for anything they do. The third thing that frightens narcissists very much, which is considered the most important thing, is if their victim or someone in their surroundings knows their truth, that they are narcissistic. It is a major disaster for the narcissist to know their truth. When the victim confronts them and knows that they are a mentally disturbed person and sick, it is a real disaster for the narcissist, and they are completely destroyed. The narcissist is keen to do everything they do to their victim or to anyone in their surroundings while in the role of the innocent angel. They destroy their victim and harm them without them thinking or realizing for a moment that they are the ones doing this, because if people knew the destructive truth about the narcissist, everyone would definitely distance themselves and run away from them to protect themselves from harm, which the narcissist cannot bear at all. The fear that the narcissist cannot bear is if their victim discovers at some point that they are narcissistic. Of course, this completely destroys the narcissist because they never even admit to themselves that they have a problem or that they are not normal. So it is impossible for them to accept someone confronting them with this truth. Even if the narcissist ever knew that they are a sick person, they will not accept it and will completely reject it, and they will definitely reject anything that could be a cure for them because they refuse to admit that they are wrong, and they accuse everyone around them of not understanding them and that they have psychological problems, not them. Many people used to ask, does the narcissist do what they do intentionally, meaning, do they hurt us and know that they are hurting us? The answer, my friends, is yes. The narcissist is very conscious of what they are doing because they know their truth very well, but they refuse to admit it. Never sympathize with such people. They have no willingness to change and continue to harm people and their victims without any mercy. This person is not crazy for us to excuse them or say that they will not be held accountable for what they do. This person has a mental disorder and is very conscious of themselves, and this disorder does not make them lose their minds. On the contrary, their mind is very much present and very conscious. What comes after this, my friends, terrifies the narcissist to a very high degree, which is you abandoning them. It is a big problem for the narcissist if you leave them or distance yourself from them because the narcissist is used to being the one who leaves and abandons and separates, not anyone else. But for the victim to think of leaving them or distancing themselves from them, absolutely not. The narcissist is the one who has the right to leave whenever they want in the period they specify, and also to return whenever they want and find you waiting for them. The narcissist cannot live alone, my friends. They cannot live without feeding on someone or sucking the energy of someone. That's why the narcissist is very keen to have multiple victims. It is not possible at any time for something to happen that makes the narcissist lose their victim and not have a replacement for them. This is what makes the narcissist one of their most important characteristics, being in multiple relationships, because at a time like this, if the narcissist loses their victim, they must have someone to replace them. But if you abandon the narcissist, even if they have a replacement, it scares them very much and frightens them terribly, because one of the things that is deeply ingrained in the narcissist is that they do not leave any victim no matter what happens. They must return to them again. The narcissist cannot leave their victim ever because they live on them, feed on them, and absorb all the energy within them. Imagine if a narcissist's food source disappeared or moved away. How would they survive? Surely, the narcissistic state would become terrifyingly difficult. Even when a narcissist leaves their victim, they don't leave them forever. They might leave them as a form of punishment, but during their absence, they are with any alternative source they can feed on, getting their supply from it until the time comes when they start leaving them again and return to their victim or any other victim. The narcissist must have multiple sources and other victims in case anything happens that makes them lose a victim. They need to have an alternative. Another thing you should know is that if you truly leave a narcissist, you might notice that they are living very normally, and you might feel that they are not affected by your absence. This is because they have an alternative source they feed on. But believe me, the narcissist is deeply hurt inside, and you have caused them a severe injury by leaving them, but they do not show it. Inside, they are frustrated and deeply affected because their victim is the one who left them. What exhausts the narcissist even more and frightens them is feeling obligated or responsible for something. The obligation we are talking about is that they have to be committed in a relationship or live normally in a normal relationship. Any relationship the narcissist enters is for a specific goal or benefit, not because they want to enter a normal relationship. For example, marriage is supposed to involve a commitment towards one's spouse and home, but how can this happen with a narcissistic person? He is, at least, in multiple relationships, so how will he have a commitment towards his home or wife? The narcissist does not do anything normal. All their behaviors are abnormal. They love to get into adventures and experiments without considering if it will affect their lives or their home, which they are supposed to be committed to maintaining. What annoys the narcissist the most is if they are supposed to have any kind of commitment or live in a disciplined manner. Any attempt to pressure the narcissist or impose any kind of commitment on them means, to them, a slow death. They will never tolerate this approach. Another thing that destroys the narcissist and exhausts them greatly is if you humiliate them in front of someone or belittle their value. Can you imagine how the narcissist sees himself, or what he considers himself to be? He considers himself a legend or something that does not exist. Anything, no matter how small, that humiliates this personality or undermines its value is considered a killing blow to them, and their reaction to such a behavior is terrible, and their anger towards you will be severe. This anger can make the narcissist do anything to you or say anything bad about you, no matter what the consequences of their actions will be on you, because all they care about is punishing you and taking revenge on you for what you did to them. I'm not talking about normal disagreements in normal relationships. Of course, they happen a lot between any two people or in any normal relationship. Differences and problems may also occur, and relationships may even be severed, but without any intention of revenge or harm. However, the narcissist is a harmful and destructive person to the extreme, and he will not spare you when he thinks of taking revenge on you or destroying you. The narcissist's reactions are extremely intelligent because they plan them very well before they act, and you must consider their reactions and be able to confront them before you do something like this with a narcissist, so that you do not cause new harm. The narcissist never retreats from what is in their mind, and they never admit that they are wrong no matter what they have done. They will never allow you to uncover the mask they are hiding behind. This situation terrifies the narcissist a lot. Facing them with their mistakes in front of someone is humiliating and belittling to them. Another thing that terrifies the narcissist greatly is if they love someone or become attached to someone. The narcissist should make you become attached to them and be strongly connected to them so that they can control and dominate you. They consider attachment and connection a weakness, and they cannot be weak because that would make them under the control of anyone who loves them. But they must not have any compassion or become attached to anyone. Also, if the narcissist loves someone or becomes attached to someone, they will not be able to take revenge on them or destroy them. When they do this, it is because they lack empathy completely and cannot be affected by anyone, nor are they affected by the collapses that the victim goes through. Also, the narcissist is afraid to love or become attached to someone for fear that one day the person they love will leave them, as at that time, they will be at their weakest because they are attached and connected to them. The narcissist considers love a weakness and is keen that they do not have any weaknesses so that no one uses them against them. The narcissist is never secure and always suspects everyone around them, considering them wanting to harm him or damage him. That is why all their actions are hostile towards anyone they deal with. Because the idea that the narcissist loves is very difficult and not available to the narcissist, you must know very well that this proves to you that the narcissist never loved you and will never love anyone. The day you thought they loved you was all an act, and they were deceiving you to fall into their trap so that they could control and dominate you. Another thing that scares the narcissist greatly, or we can say two things, is that the narcissist is very afraid of getting older or dying. One of the terrifying things for the narcissist is getting older because it means a feeling of weakness due to aging and the diseases that aging can cause. Certainly, their situation would be very difficult because of their feeling of weakness and their extreme fear of everyone around them, who they have been hurting all their lives, and they would certainly expect that no one would treat them in a way that suits their difficult situation, and they also expect them to return the harm they did to them, which they are strong for. The problem is that as they get older, this fear increases every day with them. I hope I haven't kept you long in the video. I was able to provide you with some information. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave your comments on the video. If you have any comments or suggestions that can help me and help the channel, I'm at your service, of course. Don't hesitate to share them. Thank you, and hopefully, we'll meet in the next video. Goodbye, peace be upon you, and God's mercy and blessings.